How we doing, folks? Welcome to GR86 at Spa-Francorchamps. I mean, Spa-Francorchamps. Let's crack on with the fast lap. Right then, fast lap done and dusted, and let me show you the rules tab. If rules tab is there, I don't know why it isn't there on some circuits. Come on, iRacing, sort it out. But basically, it tells you where all the off tracks are, which is really handy when you're trying to maximize your time and maximize your track limits. We paid for this track, so we want to use as much as we can of it. Obviously, the red markers show you where we can't use it, so it's always good to have a look through there. Anyway, the info tab for you, we are using the fixed iRacing setup, which is what the fixed series follows. 83 Fahrenheit on the track temp, and a moderate usage of 44% is what I always use on these guides, so that may be different if you do come at this track guide in the future. The lap I'm actually going to show you is our fastest lap, and that is for two other reasons. Because the very next lap we were only 1/100th slower, and the lap here on lap 7 we were actually well, we were a little bit slower, but still within the same 10th. So this was us getting faster and faster and faster. Then we did lap time, then we pitted and got a full tank with fresher tires. I know it's fresh tires, but still it's with a full tank of fuel, which I think is a little bit fairer. So yeah, low 49s. I would like to nip into 48s, but I wasn't able to do it. Otherwise, the split times down here does show that I can do a 48, so I can find a bit more time somewhere. But otherwise, those are all our sector times. If you want to narrow this track guide down and really pinpoint the sectors that you might be slower or even faster than me. Otherwise, above my head will be my Discord, where the OLAP, BLAP, telemetry and replay file will all be in there for you, so you can see exactly how I've done this lap, and you can really pin it down as well, and hopefully find you some speed. Otherwise, yeah, should be good round here. Watch out for off tracks. This circuit is renowned for off tracks. It did get better when they brought in the 4-tyre rule, which is a very good thing. But there is some silly off tracks, which I'll mention on the way around. But yeah, I'm looking forward to this. Slipstream in the GR86 isn't too powerful, so it might be awkward. It might keep you within the distance, but as soon as you pull out on someone, kind of can't really get it. So generally, Spa keeps the pack close together, which can be a good thing, but it also can be a terrifying thing with people trying to be over optimistic in braking zones. Should we leave it as that? But yeah, otherwise, I think that's everything. Let's crack on with the guide. Welcome to Spa. This is a very long circuit, and due to lap times, you'll only be able to get one qualifying lap in if my math serves me correctly, so make sure it counts. But anyway, we are hunting for turn 1, and we are looking for a red line across the track. There it is, and it's at the 50-meter marker on the left-hand side. So brake nice and heavily for this one, all the way down to the first gear. Get a nice mid to late apex. Go through the dip and get on full throttle as early as you can. We need a fantastic run out of here. This is by far one of the most important corners to get right in the circuit because we are full throttle for an awful long way. Now, decisions were made to take Rouge and Raidillon in 4th because you see I get top to the rev limiter, but I don't want to change into 5th because you actually lose RPM going through here. So gently take loads of curb on the left-hand side, still flat out this one, little bit of a tickle of the curb through there and kind of point straight over the hill and in a straight line over Raidillon. See the revs dip down there off the rev limiter and then it builds back up again. So you can take it in 5th, but I think you lose the run down this camel straight. So bear that in mind. Have a test, see which is better for you. As mentioned, chain up into 5th there and yeah, just poodle around on this straight. It's very, very long. This is at 300% speed of half speed of recording. So yeah, it takes a while to get down there. We are using that little tiny red marker just onto the curb. Use all of the entrance curb here. Brake nice and heavy again. Trail it off and try and get into this little sort of bit inside the curb. Get your tyres on there and you should be absolutely golden. Keep this one far left. Really compromise this corner because we need to open up this right-hander. So bring the car over to the left-hand side. Watch this curb here on the left. You do spin if you get a tyre on there, so be careful. Otherwise, this corner is absolutely flat out and then we are golden. Use all of the exit curb as well because we can. And then we're lovely, lovely, lovely. Coming down the hill now. Got to be cautious of this braking zone. We're just as we get onto the curb, brake nice and easy. Try and aim for the apex, sort of diagonal of the circuit to prevent any dive bombs in there, and then hold the inside of this curb. Hold it, hold it, hold it, until you start coming around here and you start seeing the exit curb. So there's the exit curb. Get on full throttle and let the car drift out naturally. And you can use a little bit of this, but don't use too much because you can touch the grass and have a spin. Bring the car over to the right-hand side now. Cheeky tickle of the curb there and turn it in for no name. Bit of a lift through here. Don't cut this corner. There's an off track and you can run a little bit wide here just as long as you keep tyres on the red and white. Otherwise, there is an off track on there as well. Come down the hill to the 2 Pouhon corners. These are awesome. And the first one we need to make sure we get right because we need to be full throttle after it. So little cut in the fence there. Brake, I keep it in 4th again, top of the red line. Easy through here. Make sure I give the curb a little cheeky tickle as you go past, but then I'm on full throttle. Make sure I run out all the way to the exit curb here. Be careful, don't run too far wide. There's an off track. And then bring it back into the second apex. Again, try not to lift off at this point. You want to get that absolutely flat out to really maximize your exit on these 2 corners because it will be a good overtaking opportunity into this section here. This section is quite awkward, so start the curbing here on the left-hand side. So as we get on the curbing, brake nice and easy. Don't turn in too early because it will compromise your corner. We want to stay as far right as we can on the exit of this corner to really open up the left-hander. So they'll go another little cheeky tickle of the curb there and then switch to the left-hand side here. You can take more curb on this one. It doesn't settle the car a little bit, but it doesn't affect lap time too much. You can use this curb here, but as long as you're on the track before the curbing ends, no off track and you'll be absolutely golden. Bring the car over to the left-hand side now, and again, we're using the red and white curbing just as we get on top of it. Dab of brakes through here, still 3rd gear, nice and easy through here. We need to get a good exit here because this leads on to another massive full throttle zone. So make sure when we get on full throttle, we never go off. Bring the car cheekily over onto the red and white there to really open up this right-hander of, I don't know what corner this is. It says on the track map there that I can't read because it's too small in my preview, but that is absolutely flat out, so don't worry about that. Let the car drift out, really open up the steering, and then bring the car to the shortest distance and of least resistance around here. So we're just trying to minimize our steering angle, trying to maximize that straight line speed now. Blanchimont up here is absolutely flat out. All we need to do is just basically turn it in nice and easy. See the input on the steering wheel? Very cautious, very casual. Don't hit the apex curb because it's very, very bumpy. And then use all of the exit curb to try and keep our car as straight as possible because that's how we can maximize our speed. Coming into the last chicane now, very, very important to get this right. So probably 2 car lengths before the curbing there starts. Absolutely slam on the brakes, 100%, all the way down into 1st gear on this one. We need to compromise this right-hander as much as we can. So absolutely smother the curb. Dab of throttle to get it around the corner and then loads of curb on this one and full throttle as early as we can. Use the exit curb as well because we can, because there's no off track there until you go all the way onto the green. So bear that in mind and absolutely flat out to the line. And then we start it all over again. This is a mighty long circuit, as mentioned, with a lap time of a 3:02. You will only have one opportunity to get a qualifying lap in. This is kind of the circuit. I mean, they kind of need to extend the qualifying periods on some circuits so we can get 2 laps in. So on the first lap, really make sure you warm up them tyres as much as you can, weaving all over the place, slamming on the brakes and all sorts to try and really, really maximise your only qualifying lap. Otherwise, should be pretty good around here. Spa is kind of hit and miss because sometimes it's very awkward to overtake with the slipstream and a pack staying together, and you don't want to lose that slipstream. And other times it can be bloody awful because people can't get the overtakes done, the pack stays together, and it becomes like follow the leader. I'm interested because I can't remember the last time this went round such a slipstreamy circuit. I think these have been around Monza, correct me if I'm wrong. And that was quite fun. So I'm hoping this is going to be on the fun side rather than the crazy crashing at every corner side, but only time will tell. Otherwise, have a good week around here. Thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe to that lovely YouTube stuff, and I'll catch you on the next one.